think we just saw?
If that doesn't give you chills, you're never going to get them.
As good as it gets.
The USL League One spotlight once again shines upon the Treasure Valley for a marquee matchup between AC Boise and Portland Hearts of Pine. And Dennis Kostashin was red hot back in April, voted League Player of the Month, but they need him to get going once again if they are going to make a push towards the top of the table. Meanwhile, for the visitors, Ollie Wright is continuing to be by far the best goal scorer that this team has seen in its brief history, as two of the biggest stars in the league go head-to-head here on a Friday night in downtown Boise. You're watching the USL on CBS Sports, presented by Best Western. And Boise, Idaho is one of the hidden gems of the United States, and they're having quite the moment right now with the beautiful game as the River Guard prepare to defend the fortress that is AC Boise Stadium against the group that were in their shoes a year ago, now in their second campaign in Portland Hearts of Pine, who, by the way, have clawed themselves just a little bit out of what was a sophomore slump after losing 4 out of 5 in June. Meanwhile, for AC Boise, they're looking to potentially host a playoff game in their first year of existence, but a long way to go until we can start talking about playoff soccer. Welcome into the booth, everyone. Tyler Terrence, along with everyone's favorite USL vet, Ricky Lopez-Espin. We're so glad to have you with us on a Friday night. And while the World Cup is coming to a conclusion and the eyes of the world have been glued upon the United States and the growth of soccer in this country, Ricky, look no further than these two markets for a fact that it continues to grow at a rapid rate.
These are the two best atmospheres that USL League One has to offer. You look for AC Boise, you look for Portland Hearts of Pine. They've been able to embrace what this city's been able to do. And this is not about the game. This is about two communities that continue to grow the sport of soccer in our country. And it starts with the home side in AC Boise. Nate Miller understands if you want to find success in this league, you need to make this place a fortress. 7,200, the home attendance record, most in league history. And when you play here at AC Boise Stadium, 11 straight sells. This team knows how to play at home, and they know how to be successful when they play here at home as well.
And Ricky, it's such a cliche to say that you need to win your home games, but especially the way that Nate Miller and his group go about their business, it seems like their style hits another gear when they do play at home.
Nate Miller is a coach that wants to get on the ball. He wants to be progressive. He wants to slow the game down, and he wants to play in between lines, and that allows the attacking players to be really vertical and get in behind oppositions and their back line. And one thing that is for certain, when they get in front of goal, they are composed and they are ruthless. Look for them to continue that momentum here at home.
And last year, it was Hearts who were the new kids on the block, and they were stealing the show from an attendance standpoint. They're second most in the league right now with a little bit more than 6,000 per game. But Ricky, the results haven't necessarily been what Hearts fans were hoping for in what should have been building upon a great playoff performance last year against Spokane.
And you and I had the ability to speak with Bobby Murphy ahead of this match and said, what's gone wrong? And he said, look, it's very simple. We need to defend better because this Portland Hearts of Pine side understands their defense is their best offense because they want to press you, they want to make you uncomfortable, and they want to recover the ball a lot higher up the field. You need to be better in the defensive part of the game. You've conceded 49 times over the course of the last 2 games. That is something that for Bobby Murphy, you fix that, you'll find success going forward because this team has talent in the attacking phase of play.
They have talent, and because of the fact that they've been leaking goals this season, they have been wildly entertaining, which sets up for what should be a terrific first ever meeting between AC Boise and Portland Hearts of Pine, two of the most vibrant and passionate clubs that you're going to find in the American soccer pyramid, and they're squaring off for the very first meeting next here on CBS Sports. Yep, check, check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep.
1, 2, 3. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Cool, thank you. Yes, thank you so much. Yep, got you.
Moments away from kickoff here in Boise, Idaho, and we'll take a look at the starting 11, beginning with Nate Miller and the home side. Ricky.
Talked about Nate Miller being a coach that wants to slow the game down, so Gasso and Mayaka need to do a wonderful job at dictating tempo, understanding when to play quick, but also when to draw out. Portland Hearts of Pine allowing Mosherbon and Among to be a little bit more progressive, because for Bobby Murphy, he's a coach that wants to get at you. They want to be vertical. They want to press the game. So look for Abubakar Kamara to lead the line in and out of possession. The work rate from the number 9 is going to signal the press for the visiting side.
And keep an eye out for number 16, Diego Gonzalez as well. He's been terrific since joining the club in the middle of the summer. He already has 3 goals to his name in the first 4 matches that he has played. As the sun is setting here in the Treasure Valley in front of more than 7,000 on CBS Sports. And the first ever meeting between AC Boise and the Portland Hearts of Pine, as we invite you to turn off the world and turn on the game. We have a juicy fixture and then some here in League One, and we could not be more excited about it. Again, Tyler Terrence along with everyone's favorite USL vet, Ricky Lopez-Espin. Thrilled to have you with us. Coming into tonight, AC Boise, 6th place in the League One table. Meanwhile, Portland Hearts of Pine, 10th place, but was a lot worse than that in the month of June. A June where they lost 4 out of 5 games, and they have clawed themselves out of what was a precarious spot and killing some of the momentum coming off of their inaugural season. Meanwhile, for AC Boise, they have been awesome at home. They have been less than impressive on the road, but fortunate for them, they go up against this Hearts side right here at AC Boise Stadium. And Boise in their purple kits tonight, while Hearts are in their traditional red and white. And picked off in the middle of the field by Abubakar Kamara, and thumped away by Jake Dangler in this back 3 for Nate Miller. But Ricky, what's the biggest thing you're keeping your eye out for tonight?
Well, number 1, it's hot, right? So you have to keep control of the ball. That is something that both of these managers mentioned to us in our conversation. For Nate Miller, we talked about him being a head coach that wants to get on the ball, so making the field as big as you possibly can and making Portland Hearts of Pine start to stretch out and expend their energy. And if you are Bobby Murphy, if you can squeeze this game and play in this part of the field, you'll find success.
Touched through by Ali Wright and eventually picked up by Jonathan Cleaver, the 24-year-old from Grand Rapids, Michigan, product of Missouri State. Began his college career at the University of Detroit Mercy before eventually turning pro, and very much in his rookie season. Has 4 clean sheets so far this year, the Boise keeper. As Kostashin trying to link up with Thomas Among. He only has just 1 goal on the season. Here is Kostashin, scorer of the first ever goal in AC Boise history. Philip Mayaka, he's the maestro in the middle of the park for Nate Miller.
Yeah, there's a really good balance between Namdi Gasso and Philip Mayaka in terms of their positioning and their understanding between the 2 of them. Nate Miller, very complimentary of those 2 players in the center of the park.
A bit of a heavy challenge from AC Boise, and it is going to be a foul against Jonathan Ricketts.
It's going to be a nice little battle that we have on this near side with Drack and Ricketts, 2 players that want to be really on the offensive. A bit of an awkward coming together from Ricketts taking out Joshua Drack.
Boise coming off of a 2-0 win against Sacramento Republic in their final game of the USL Cup. Before that, it was a 1-0 win at Westchester. So back-to-back wins in all competitions for Nate Miller's group. Meanwhile, for Hearts, coming off of a 1-1 draw and then a loss in penalties against the Cosmos in the Cup. Or 1 in penalties in the Cup, I beg your pardon. And then a 3-2 win at FC Naples. Boise already having beaten Naples twice this year. That's the river guard behind Jonathan Cleaver, who are providing the higher than usual decibel levels tonight. Now Mayaka. Kostashin. Ricketts in all sorts of space on this right wing. You can see the head coach for Boise, Nate Miller, holding his hand up trying to block the sun out. And this is the time of day here in Boise, Idaho, where the sun is just beating down on one side of the field particularly, and you can see some of the Hearts players who are also just trying to get a look at what the action is on the far side of the field. Hearts trying to dig their way out of some trouble, and Boise happy to retain possession, and that's probably something we're going to see a lot of for the home side tonight, Ricky.
If you are Portland and you have the luxury of turning over Boise, you need to control this ball. The first pass is going to be really important. If you can pop the ball into Boubacar Kamara on the right, then you can start to push up a little bit higher. But 5 minutes in, all one-way traffic in favor of the home side here.
Angler into the feet of Among. Ricketts, 28-year-old originally from Chattanooga. And the Clemson product, Mayaka. Josh Giaro now. It was a clever idea from Among. The flick didn't come off. Gasso trying to clean things up. And Josh Giaro will go all the way back for Cleaver. Over the top, and it's a long run for Hunter Morse, and he was in a good starting position to be able to make a play on it and deny Nick Moon from potentially being in 1v1.
If there's time and space on the ball, the back line for Portland needs to drop. You need to eliminate that space in behind you. Nick Moon, willing runner, likes to be vertical and direct from his wing back position.
Kept in play, or at least it looked like it for a moment. And Nate Miller took this job coming over from Real Salt Lake as an assistant coach, and when the Boise brass reached out to him, it was more so of a long shot and honestly asking him if he would be interested a little bit later on down the road when they were a little bit more established, but it just happened to be right place, right time for both Miller and AC Boise, and he has done a tremendous job. And one of the biggest things about Nate Miller is he has such a identifiable style of play and something he can implement quickly, and he's worked with a lot of these guys on the Boise roster previously, whether it be in MLS with Real Salt Lake or even San Diego.
Yeah, I love what Nate Miller's been able to do with this roster. Brings in players that he understands as people, but also as athletes, understanding that you need to create a culture here for AC Boise with it being their first season. So you go in to dip into players that you are comfortable with, you know how they like to operate, and he's done a wonderful job here in 26.
In for Among, and it seems like Boise have a lot of time and space to be able to play, but it's where they sputter that's getting them in trouble, and it's right above the penalty area for the home side, where they really haven't been able to crack the code of the Hearts defense just yet. Just about 7 minutes in. Now here's Ricketts. Gasso. Kostashin. Clipped in towards Among. It was a decent looking ball. Ricketts getting forward as well, and he'll keep it in play. Beautiful little snake, and eventually cleared away by the Hearts defense. Back in from Krul. And Morse will see it out of play.
Such a clever little ball from Kostashin as he picks up this half pocket of space, tries to reverse it because Portland's backline is already shifting towards that far side. A little bit heavy on the ball, but notice how aggressive here AC Boise is setting in terms of their press, trying to bait Portland to play through it, especially with those two center backs. A little bit of a tactical wrinkle put forth by Nate Miller here.
angle. We'll circle all the way back around. And Ricky, one of the biggest things that Nate Miller said to us was that they need to defend better. And with that, he said if you want to attack better, which they are also looking to do, particularly on the road, that they have to defend better, but they haven't had to defend because Portland hasn't really been able to touch the ball yet.
It's been a really good start for AC Boise, really comfortable in possession. How many times have we seen Mayaka, Gasso get on the ball, but also the players higher up the field, the movement coming to feet, showing in behind, and especially with the wingbacks making the field as big as they possibly can.
Well, Nate Miller did tell us that he wants to jump all over Portland in the opening several minutes or so, and they've certainly done that, but this is the first spell of possession for Hearts that we've seen tonight. Here's Michel Poon-Angeron. Jaden Jones-Riley. Trying to get the latter half of a give and go, but telegraphed to the end. Jake Dangler looking to break a couple of lines. Clean feet from Kostashin. That was the loanee from St. Louis City, Joshua Yarrow, trying to play it up the sideline. And speaking of St. Louis City, Bobby Murphy coming over from that organization, be the first ever coach in Hearts history last year. Took them to the playoffs and took Spokane to the brink last year, eventually lost in penalty kicks in what was probably one of the best games of the League One postseason last year. 2-2 game with 2 goals being scored in extra time, one of them by Spokane in the 121st minute. But Bobby Murphy said that for his group this year, that character is always going to be revealed when things aren't necessarily going their way. You can either finger point or you can take accountability. And as a great coach of mine once said, Ricky Lopez-Espin, we want to be pointing thumbs, not necessarily fingers, and it seems like they've found the right formula over the past couple of weeks.
And the solution to that, we talked about it in the open, was just defending better, having a little bit more work rate off of the ball for this Portland Hearts of Pine side, because we've seen over the course of now 2 seasons how electric they are going forward, but is now being a little bit more compact, being a little bit more savvy, especially when you do play away from Fitzpatrick Stadium. And it's a big test here at AC Boise Stadium against a really well-worked team for Nate Miller and experience on the other side.
Bobby Murphy has seen every single square inch of the American soccer pyramid. He came over from St. Louis City, too, where he was the head coach of that MLS Next Pro team for a couple of seasons. He was an assistant for Union Omaha for a couple of years, was an assistant under Adrian Heath, as well as a 2-time interim coach of Orlando City. This is a good-looking move here for Hearts, while Boise are a little bit exposed. Now Ollie Wright, the leading goal scorer for this club, thought about it, now wants to hit it. And a timely intervention from Josh Yarrow. Last touch should be off of Boise, but it stays in play. And it looks like every time that Hearts have tried to go forward on the counter, really only 1 or 2 players that's being spearheaded by Ollie Wright, and not a ton of support when they are trying to get at this AC Boise back line.
What you're seeing, Kamara staying extremely high, so he's going to be the reference point every single time that Portland does recover the ball. And that is something that, yes, for Nate Miller, you want to be a team that is expansive, but you cannot overcommit yourself, that leaves yourself vulnerable going back the other way against a really threatening transitional team in Portland.
Moshe Bond driving forward and linking up with Nick Moon. Now Gasso finding Mayaka. Out of the reach of Kostashin. Portland trying to go quickly. It looked like there was a tug of the jersey that probably should have been called, but the referee, Robert Vinchese, elects not to blow his whistle. Ricketts up for the header. Wasn't exactly aware of where the ball had gone, and now Among applying the pressure. And that's Breck Evans having the last say and just mashes it towards Jonathan Cleaver. And we are going to have hydration breaks here at AC Boise Stadium tonight, with temperatures creeping up as Costigan is also creeping into enemy territory. Ricketts' delivery comes off of Drac, and it's out of play for a corner, our first of the night.
Costigan is finding some nice little pockets of space on either side of Barbosa and Punandron. And the ability to get the ball in the half turn and just drives at this Portland back line. And now he has options. He can either play centrally into Among or go wide to Ricketts. That is the second time that Costigan has found a nice little pocket of space for Boise.
And it will be Costigan with 5 goals on the year. He had 4 of them in the month of April. He has significantly cooled off from what was a tremendous start to the season. And that corner, not exactly his best delivery of the year. Mayaka trying to gain ground, and Dangler just pokes it along, keeps it in the neighborhood. Gasso just floats it in, and Hearts has it covered. And eventually played out by Jaden Jones-Riley.
It's a little passive right now for Portland in terms of their defensive structure, not having the ability to close down space. They're there, but they're not really there, meaning they're not making Boise really uncomfortable. This home side has so much time and space on the ball to take extra touches, pick up their head, find avenues to play into.
Portland deal with the initial cross, and then the referee blowing his whistle in favor of the visitors. Diego Gonzalez, the one who was fouled, 23-year-old, originally from Houston. Coming over on loan from the Dynamo, where necessarily hasn't made an appearance for the MLS side, was used a lot in his opening several months with the MLS Next Pro side, but they started to put a little bit more emphasis on some of the younger players, and Bobby Murphy, always a fan of Diego Gonzalez's, and said, why don't you come play for me? You'll get plenty of minutes and you'll probably be the star of the show, particularly in the middle of the field.
Massive addition Gonzalez is for this Portland side. Understanding with the injury of Wada, you needed a player that can play centrally, that likes to deal with that pressure, can combine and drive at back lines. Try to shift around the lineup, but never really worked for Portland.
Costigan, probably a little bit too quick for Moshoban. Ricketts stays with it. Referee says play on. And Ricketts trying to switch the point of attack and a little bit frustrated with himself for the quality of the ball. And that's Diogo Barbosa, the 30-year-old from Portugal, earning his 7th start of the season, who's down.
And he's been really lively, Costigan for this Boise side. Again, just driving at the back line, likes to run with the ball at his feet, a wand of a left foot. Can find that final ball, but can also score goals for fun. So Punandron and Barbosa need to do a better job at finding the balance, because right now both of them are getting beat by the number 10 of Boise.
Jaden Jones-Riley enjoying just consistent playing time with Hearts this year after coming off of what was an injury-riddled debut season for Hearts a year ago. Just 3 games played, already has 5 starts now and 9 games played this year. Moshoban shouts for a handball from Nick Moon and company. Moshoban staying with it, and he wins the free kick.
It's been quiet for Tui Moshoban. Only 10 touches through the early portion of this game. A little bit of coming together as Gonzalez has the right arm around Moshoban.
And it was well dealt with, at least at the last moment, by the Hearts defense, and it's out of play for a throw-in. AC Boise side that has won 7 games at home. They typically utilize quick starts and forcing the opposition to come out of their shell, and eventually will bury whoever decides to visit the Treasure Valley. Gasso. Nick Moon keeping it in play for Krul. And all the way back for Jake Dangler. Back again for Moon. Kostashin cuts it back. It's Mayaka. And it's always over the bar.
Really patient here from Nick Moon as he draws in some attention. That allows Kostashin to make this run towards the end line. Notice the weight on this ball for Moon. Flawless. But if you are Molly Green, you need to close down that space. Again, too passive from the center back, just shifts across and allows this cutback ball. And as Mayaka steps into it, he needs to keep his shoulders and head down over it and strike through it. Good movement from the home side.
Here is Denis Kostashin, former Ukrainian youth international. Heavy touch, showing just a little bit too much of it to Gonzalez and company. And some of that frustration and fruity language coming from Ollie Wright.
Yeah, there's some frustration certainly for Portland when in possession. Just not on the same page, unable to get any sort of rhythm. For Diego Gonzalez, only 7 touches. And he's a player that you highlighted, that Bobby Murphy highlighted. You need to get him going and more influential, especially in possession here.
Drac getting forward, now linking up with Ollie Wright. This is much better from Hearts. Jones-Riley. Barbosa. In for Gonzalez, and it's a free kick. It's going to be the first foul. There looked like there could have been potentially 2 called on the play. And this will be a set piece from about 35 yards out or so.
A little bit too aggressive here from Philip Mayaka. Notice a quick ball from Barbosa around the corner, and then he quickly changes pace. Comes into Mayaka.
Is that a foul for you?
A little bit soft. Barbosa knows exactly what he's doing, but certainly is contact. And an opportunity for Portland to really test this back line of Boise and Cleaver, the goalkeeper.
Now a conversation between Diego Gonzalez and his comrades about what they're going to try to pull off for this set piece. Ollie Wright also standing over it along with Josh Drac, the 26-year-old from Chandler, Arizona. And you would think that if this is going to be on target, it's most likely going to be a left footer, but it is a long way out. Perhaps the first real test of the night for Boise's keeper, Jonathan Cleaver. And a high line here from Boise as well. Wright will touch it, Drac will hit it. It's a decent looking effort, and Cleaver is indeed tested.
Clean strike from Josh Drac. There is movement on the ball, just not enough venom behind it. Easy save in the end from Cleaver. But straight up the training ground there from Portland. Really clever set piece taken.
I mean, to hit that with your laces and to be able to keep it on frame is an accomplishment in and of itself. And now a little bit sloppy here from Boise. Bonangeron tried that little daisy cutter to switch the point of attack. Instead, it's Drac picking up the second ball off the foot of Jonathan Ricketts. Barbosa wasn't exactly aware of his surroundings. Predominantly Dominic Gasso in the middle of the park.
Just no pocket presence right now for Portland.
Also, is Ollie Wright dropping a little bit too deep for you right now?
Yeah, he's trying to search, right? Becoming a little bit more frustrated, Ollie Wright, not finding the success high up the field. So as an attacking player, you want to drop deeper. You want to try to find the ball, but it's actually the opposite what you need to do. You want to make the field as big as you can, so you need him to stay a little bit higher and allow Josh Drac to do all that work underneath.
Ollie Wright, the leading goal scorer for this club at the moment. Portland Hearts of Pine, 7 goals on the season in all competitions, 5 of them coming in league play. Thumping header from Jake Dangler. Kamali Green. Barbosa. He's starting to get more of a stranglehold on the game, as is this man, Michel Punanjaran. Gonzalez on the turn. And he commits the foul.
That is exactly where you need Gonzalez to operate in. Notice how he just slides behind Gaston Mayaka.
And you can see the frustration from Diego Gonzalez, because if he had gotten the benefit of the doubt from the referee, probably would have been in. But that is going to bring us to the hydration break here in the Treasure Valley. 0-0 between Portland and AC Boise. And I know that a lot of viewers who have been watching soccer all summer aren't exactly used to this, but we will stay right here during the hydration break. So Ricky Lopez, that's been your thoughts on the first 23 minutes.
Well, obviously Nate Miller and company started off on the front foot, right? They were dictating tempo. They were really slow in terms of progressing through the ball. But once they started to figure out their defensive shape and Bobby Murphy, they found success, right? You start to turn over this Boise side. Punandro and Barbosa grew within the first 25 minutes here. But again, we talked about Diego Gonzalez being the key to unlock everything going forward. He's going to be really important if Portland wants to find success going forward.
And by the way, I mean, I know we did a whole open on it and we continue to talk about it, but I just continue to be blown away by the atmosphere and by the buy-in here in Boise. And you know, when you and I did the first game on national TV for Boise, I believe it was against FC Naples, it was the first time I really heard the crowd and was able to call the game. And it's different when you're watching them on TV and games that aren't necessarily that you're working. But this is so much fun, and it's just so incredible to see not only fans showing up, Ricky, but, and Nate Miller mentioned this in our first call with him earlier in the year, they're engaged the entirety of the game. It's not like they're here just for a social event. They're here to watch the game and root their team on.
And they're smart fans as well, right? They know the game. They understand when you're doing well, when you need to pick it up, when they actually need to be that 12th player on the field for this Boise club. It's been just phenomenal, and I love this. Oh, 95 degrees on the field. That guy needs a raise. That is a phenomenal job that he has.
94 degrees. Not necessarily the humidity that you're used to down in South Florida when you're there and spending most of your time, Ricky, but it is hot and then some, as has been the case in most of the country in the summer of 2026. But shout out to the fans who have made it their priority, despite the scalding temperatures, to bring the heat for their beloved AC Boise.
You have to imagine as well, it's going to be a little bit hotter on the field. There is an artificial surface here at Boise Stadium.
I still can't get over the guy who's probably responsible for watering the field at the beginning of the game is just showering the fans.
That's awesome.
With water and his love, I would imagine. Pressure from Thomas Among. Hunter Morris well off of his line, and he's just going to hit the safety valve. Kostashin wants to go quickly. Hunter Morris, the 27-year-old from Belleville, Michigan. Both our goalkeepers tonight coming from the Wolverine State. Quick throw in from Ricketts. Kostashin on his right foot. Not exactly a glowing piece of delivery display.
And just notice how high Among and Moshaban are going to sit right on top of that 18-yard box. That's exactly what Nate Miller mentioned, saying we want to get at this Portland side. Maybe show something different in terms of high pressing, especially from a goal kick.
Two-arm shiver, as it was a quick first touch from Barbosa. He's A little frustrated that that wasn't a yellow card for persistent infringement, saying that that's the second time that he's been caught in that fashion.
Oh, it's really clever from Barbosa again. Understand that Gasto's coming in aggressively, so just a little flick over the ball and continue your run. The extension of the arm from Gasto takes Barbosa out, saying it's the second time that a similar action that he's had to endure.
By the way, Bobby Murphy did talk about how this was such an important game for them and a fun game for them because they've been typically holding all the attendance records and they've been bringing the noise and their supporters at Fitzpatrick back in Portland, Maine. But he said that it was going to be so much fun for them to be able to go on the road and experience a hostile environment. But I also took that, if I'm a supporter of any other team in League One, I'm taking that personally, and I'm trying to bring the noise the next time that I'm going to support one Knoxville or Spokane Velocity, Greenville Triumph, or anybody else in the league.
100%, and it's a message that Nate Miller also echoed as well, saying that we want to have shared success over the course of League One. We want more of these environments. We want more of these atmospheres because that just translates into success not only on the field but off the field and makes League One more of a destination. I believe that players want to come because they know that, number one, they're going to get a good product, they're going to develop, but also they're going to play in some really cool venues.
There's Ollie Wright in a much better pocket of space sitting in front of the Boise back line. And what can Hearts do with it? Punanjaran. Barbosa. Well, the thought was there from Kamara, but the execution was about several yards off.
And just struggling to find a player. Good ball.
Moon, clever first touch along for Among, and it's saved off the line by Hunter Morse. Boy, that was such good football from AC Boise, recognizing the moment to go quickly, but Among cannot find the finishing touch.
And it comes from the center back with this touch from Nick Moon. Phenomenal, bringing in Faye, and that allows Among to be wide open. Not the best of first touches as it gets a little bit away from him and pops up, so it makes his life a little bit difficult. But Hunter Morse, give credit to the goalkeeper, how quickly he comes off of his line to make himself big and deny the opener.
Hunter Morse was a draft pick by FC Cincinnati a couple of years ago. Spent some time with the club, most specifically with FC Cincinnati 2, before eventually moving to Hearts for their inaugural season and staying big the entire way, right until the last moment when Thomas Among was able to get his shot away. But when he took that big touch, Ricky, he took away the option to potentially chip the keeper, go to his left or right. He just had to hit it out of midair, and it became way more difficult.
Yeah, it's so important to have a clean first touch as an attacking player because it sets you up for everything. If you're able to put that ball out of your feet. Start to see Nick Moon find some real estate that he can really operate in on that far side. He needs a player that continues to grow underneath Nate Miller, whether it is at San Diego Loyal. Here at AC Boise, he's been phenomenal at that wingback position.
Well, he acts as more of a winger than he does as a wingback, particularly at home. I mean, he's rarely defending, mostly because Boise's on the ball, but still. As Dangler finding his way through and eventually collected by Hunter Morse, who's been a busy boy over the past 90 seconds or so.
That right side of Portland needs to clean things up, whether it is Faye or Green. Right now, getting beat far too easily.
And Kamara's offside. And tomorrow at 4 Eastern, head out to the Gridiron with CBS Sports Network as the Calgary Stampeders host the Montreal Alouettes in a Canadian Football League showdown. I know what Ricky Lopez-Espin is doing tomorrow at 4 Eastern.
Watching CFL, you?
Absolutely.
You and I.
I'm more of a BC Lions fan myself. A little more than a half hour gone here at AC Boise Stadium in the Treasure Valley. Tyler Terrence along with Ricky Lopez-Espin. Glad to have you with us here on CBS Sports. No score between these two tremendous clubs that have taken the league by storm. As Among turns the corner, tries to square it back, and the shot attempt from Moshoban goes sailing over the crossbar, and he knows how big of an opportunity that was.
Need to be more clinical if you are Boise. Those are two golden opportunities in the last 5 minutes here. But notice how aggressive Faye is here. If you are going to step, you need to win this ball. Among does a wonderful job at just turning the corner and really unselfish to play it into Moshoban, but the movement from Moshoban, phenomenal. Last second comes off the blind side. Again, just gets underneath it.
It was almost like he wasn't expecting the ball to get all the way through. Well, Moshoban has been one of the biggest contributors in the attacking third. 31-year-old originally from Johannesburg, South Africa. He was able to watch his beloved Bafana Bafana advance to the knockout rounds of the World Cup for the first time in their history, with a huge upset against South Korea in their final day of group play, and then eventually fall to Canada. And Stefano Stacchio, and a Canada team that was sporting some former USL talent, including Tani Oluwaseyi, who put together a tremendous campaign with San Antonio FC on loan from Minnesota United a few years ago back in 2023. Over the top for Nick Moon. This is where AC Boise have been enjoying a lot of their success, but not when the offside flag comes up.
Just want to go back to that attacking out option for AC Boise. Notice the movement from Moshoban right here, just peels off of Kamali Green and never peeks over his shoulder to the center back. But notice how he doesn't have his feet set underneath him, right? He almost lunges at the ball, and that's why he gets a little bit under it, and it pops up and over the crossbar. But as an attacking player, having the timing that he has down, but also the movement to peel off the blind side of the center back. Everything but the finish there from Toomey.
Josh Drack picks up the loose ball. Moshoban and Thomas Amon can be such a handful when they're pressing you. Thump forward by Yarrow. Amon will challenge. Kostichin trying to pick up the second ball. Drack was being told to keep it by his teammates. Instead, he wants to send it into the channel, and it's actually a picture-perfect ball for Diego Gonzalez. Numbers arriving for Hearts, slowly but surely. And now the Cavalry will finally set up camp in enemy territory. Gonzalez. Back for Ollie Wright, the leading goal scorer. Threaded through for Drack. Squares it across. Boise deal with it. Drack again. And it's into the 9th row of the River Guard, and it will be a corner for Hearts.
Good run from Josh Drack again. Ollie Wright sitting a little bit deep. So you need someone to really test the shape in behind. And as he picks up his head, you only have one player, which is Kamar, against this whole back line of Boise. I think they're doing a good job of coming across and denying the second ball across.
In swinger from Gonzalez, not his best delivery. Knotted away by Yarrow. Kostichin. Not exactly sure where he was trying to go with that, but he does concede a corner.
Really good opportunity here for Portland when you're not generating through the run of play. Set pieces, especially on the road, crucial.
Nervy moments here for the Boise supporters. And the River Guard are trying to make sure that their voices are heard. And almost trying to will Hearts out of their part of the field. Gonzalez again. Much better delivery. Skims towards the back post. Awkward looking ball, punched away by Cleaver. Ollie Wright will try to just knot it back into the corridor of uncertainty. And Drack with a mistouch and has to go all the way back. Ping back towards the corner flag and some frustration from his teammates. That's probably the best chant I've heard so far tonight. That's our cleaver. Cleaver, keeper.
Clever.
Cleaver.
Should join them.
I couldn't handle the heat for that long. I need the hose guy just spraying me down for each half. Looked back in by Poonanjaran. Hearts wanted a foul. Referee not interested. Cruel striding forward, and now Nick Moon. Probably the deepest position that he's picked up the ball so far tonight. Beautifully disguised pass in for Kostashin. And now it's Boise back in control. Philip Mayaka. Jake Dangler. Cruel. Kostashin. Poonanjaran took a little nibble, and the referee said it was a clean one. Mayaka's so good at just cleaning things up in the middle of the park. He is undersized and then some, but it's not necessarily the size of the dog. Strong header from Ricketts, but an illegal one, says the referee.
And Ricketts catches it back of the head of Josh Drack. And two players extremely physical on this near side of your screen. That's a ball lifted towards that far post area. And Ricketts just unable to time his jump correctly and catches Josh Drack on his follow through. I'm just talking about Mayaka filling in that defensive midfield role. Kamran needs to be stronger at holding up the ball. Too many times this ball is just lifted into him and he's losing possession, especially when you're playing against a run of play. Your center forward needs to do a good job at slowing the game down and allowing his teammates to come underneath him to supply some support.
Towering header from Dangler. Amon couldn't hang on to it. And then Drack into the channel, and he felt like he was fouled, as did the entire Portland technical area. Moon got a touch and eventually just thumped into the stands. It's Breck Evans, the 26-year-old from Santa Monica. Gasso, read by Barbosa, recycled through Dangler. Beautiful line-breaking pass, and then Moshaban couldn't quite do the same.
You start to see the balance between Barbosa and Poonanjaran a lot better over the course of the last 15 minutes, really cutting out that central location and not allowing Boise to get any sort of rhythm.
Boise wanted a foul on Mayaka. Instead, it's going to be a Hearts counter coming the other way. Ollie Wright. Drack. You seem frustrated, Ricky. Too slow?
You need to go forward there if you are Ollie Wright. No need to try to recycle the ball. Again, every single time you play the ball into the feet of Kamara.
This is much better here from Hearts. Cutting inside, a good effort on frame, and it hits the frame. Diego Gonzalez rattling the woodwork, and that's the best chance of the night so far for the visitors. And now here comes Kostashin. Wright tried to foul him initially. Now in for Among, out for Ricketts. Kostashin is just so difficult to rid of the ball, but a few moments ago, Diego Gonzalez rather, with the best chance of the night so far for Hearts.
Catches Nick Moon sleeping, but that touch right there is just so clever. Cruel comes across and he thinks he's gonna hit it across the face of the six, but he takes a touch into the interior, and notice how he sets himself up and just unleashes a rocket towards this near post. As Cleaver beat Gets denied by the woodwork, and then you see Barbosa just catch out Kasherson.
And Gonzalez fitting right in with Portland Hearts of Pine. We talked about how earlier this season, Masashi Wada went down with what was apparently at the time a season-ending injury after undergoing surgery, and the expectation is that he's done for the rest of the year. And they were trying to replace Wada internally. It wasn't necessarily working out, and Gonzalez, just such a good piece that has fit in immediately, scoring in 3 of his first 4 games. Now here's Ricketts, just lashes it across the face of goal, and all it needed was a touch from either Among or Moshe Ban. It did take a touch, but it came off of Hearts, and it's out for a corner.
Cross track, way too narrow here. Opens up this whole far post area for Ricketts. Good first touch across his body, and it does in fact take a touch off of Faye, the center back. Puts it out for a corner kick, but good decision from Jonathan Ricketts just to put his head down and smash this ball across the face of the goal.
Corner kicks for today's match are brought to you by Schilling
So
Cider.
Gasso will take his time getting over to the corner flag. 22-year-old from Michigan, was with Detroit City for a few years before eventually finding his way to the Treasure Valley. First ever player to turn pro from the Detroit City Academy. He sends in an in-swinger that was teasing the interest of a lot of Hearts players, and then Mayaka back into a dangerous spot. Dangler up for it, loose in the penalty area, knotted away by Barbosa. Yarrow got a touch, but it wasn't a clean one, and then Gonzalez sends it the other way. Ollie Wright providing the pressure, Mayaka with a firm header, but eventually just has to be sent away by Cleaver.
Don't want to take any chances if you are Cleaver there. Good decision as Ollie Wright makes about a 30-yard run to put pressure.
And what we're hearing right now is unconfirmed 3 minutes of stoppage time at AC Boise Stadium. Still no score, but a sitter of sorts missed by Tumi Moshoban, and then Diego Gonzalez striking the right post 2 minutes ago. And there it is, confirmed 3 minutes of stoppage time at the minimum at the end of these first 45 minutes. Moshoban, little pirouette, got tangled up. It is going to be a yellow card, and it will be a dangerous free kick for the home side.
Good run from Moshoban here, as he just simply passes by. First it's Kamali Green. Barbosa comes across. Kamali Green goes into the block, but Moshoban is a player that can beat you in so many different ways, whether it is with the ball at his feet, running at the back line, combining. Gets Kamali Green, first player in the book.
And it's another St. Alphonsus free kick for AC Boise.
So Green receives the first yellow card of the night. Have a feeling it won't be the last. And this is a decent set piece opportunity, and from almost a similar distance on the other side of the field, Hearts were able to find the target from a long-range effort from Josh Drack, and it looks like Dangler is lining this up, and he certainly has the capability of scoring from this distance. It's going to be about trying to keep it on frame, though. It will be Dangler. It's a good effort. And Hunter Morris able to hang on to it.
Certainly has the power. Dangler, good strike from the center back. The location straight at Hunter Morris. Does it really well, the center back. Good technique and good power behind the ball.
And now watch out for Hearts on the other end. Knocking on the door of halftime. Wright threads it through. Drack getting forward. Wright just pokes it in. That's a teasing ball. Kamara got a touch to it. Jaden Jones-Riley makes the defender miss. Now stands it up. Kamara hoping for it, but instead it's Jake Dangler. Patrolling the skies in front of Cleaver. Wright trying to take it out of the air. And that's going to do it for the first half here from AC Boise Stadium. No score between Hearts and Boise. A poised game between two of the best teams, both on and off the field in League One. Hearts are certainly trying to prove it after what was a bit of a slump in June. Ricky Lopez-Espin, your thoughts on the first half?
Portland certainly grew into that first half, started to figure out things defensively, what gave them a foundation to go out and attack the game and have a little bit more success on the ball for Nate Miller. It's all about being a little bit quicker in that final third and taking your chances. Two really point-blank misses from this AC Boise side, all to play for in this next 45 minutes.
So, here at AC Boise Stadium, in front of the River Guard, under the lights, it right now is a stalemate between the home side and the visitors from Portland, Maine. Don't go anywhere. Halftime show coming up here on CBS Sports. Everyone enjoying a break and perhaps a beverage here at AC Boise Stadium. No score between the home side and Portland Hearts of Pine in this fantastic matchup in League One on a gorgeous but scalding Friday night in the Treasure Valley. And tune in to CBS tomorrow, July 18th for USL Championship Eastern Conference Showdown. Last season's champion Pittsburgh Riverhounds goes head-to-head with the 2025 Players' Shield winner, Louisville City FC, in a must-watch match of the summer. Two elite clubs, one massive stage. Don't miss a minute of the action on CBS at noon Eastern tomorrow night. Mike Watts and Devin Kerr will have you covered for that. Robbie Mertz going up against Sean Todt. Should be an awesome match in Pittsburgh at FNB in the South Shore. Meanwhile, a whole slew of big-time games on national television, specifically right here on CBS Sports, coming up after that game between Pittsburgh and Louisville. Ricky, what do you got your eye on?
We're keeping in the theme of League One. Union Omaha will host the Richmond Kickers. Vincent Candela doing a wonderful job with that Union Omaha side. Lexington, they will host Oakland Roots. That's another one top right of your screen that you need to circle to tune into.
Ryan Martin doing a tremendous job with that group in his first season, bringing over some of the guys from Loudoun United, including Tommy McCabe and company, and they find themselves in a top 4 spot in the Western Conference. As we will step aside one more time during halftime. No score between AC Boise and Portland. Highlights and stats coming up next. Boise as well. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Cool. Yep, got you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Well, a lot of people, including young and old fans alike, were probably expecting some goals at the bare minimum in the first half between Boise and Portland, given the way that both of these teams play, but no score just yet between AC Boise and Portland Hearts of Pine. Tyler Terrence, along with everyone's favorite USL vet, Ricky Lopez Espin. Friday night, big billing game. Two teams that like to get after, particularly a Portland team that's been bleeding goals. Why hasn't anything happened yet?
Well, we'll start with Portland and Bobby Murphy, the side that really grew into that first half. Understanding the first 5 minutes, they're all over the place, but then they got a little bit more compact. They started to congest that central location. And for Nate Miller and AC Boise, there's two really good opportunities that they missed. They were just not clinical in that final third.
Well, the first 15 minutes, Ricky, was all AC Boise. Hearts had a really difficult time getting their foot on the ball, but they would generate a couple of really important chances, particularly in the last 15 or 20 minutes of the first half.
Really good strike here from Drac. The movement is there, but this opportunity from Nick Moon to play it across into Thomas Among, but notice his first touch. It just lets him down. He had to hit it out of the air instead of just putting it in front of his body, but we have to give credit to Hunter Morris. Makes himself massive to deny the opener goal for AC Boise.
So Morse made a couple of big plays in the span of about 2 minutes, and then this was the best chance of the first half. Hard stop, Ricky, for the home side.
Faye really aggressive, steps out of his center back position. Among turns him like a top, and then as Tumi Moshaban beats Kamali Green to the spot, notice how he just gets underneath it, unable to really get his feet set. And this was the best opportunity for Portland. Diego Gonzalez, wonderful first touch back into the interior, and they strike this ball this cleanly with the opposite foot. Has Cleaver beat, but just gets denied by the goalkeeper's best friend, which is that woodwork.
So Cleaver thanks the post. Meanwhile, Boise, this is just a few moments later, Ricky, again knocking on the door. This is Ricketts just trying to put it in a dangerous area. And as you look back at these highlights, I'm sure a lot of fans at home are scratching their head, wondering why there isn't a goal.
Yeah, you know, obviously there's some really good opportunities for both of these sides going the way for AC Boise, but you look at the possession, that is exactly what Nate Miller wants. He wants his team to get on the ball and take the game away from Portland, but you need to have possession with a purpose. You need to be a little bit more clinical and more ruthless in that final third.
Well, it is the first ever meeting between Boise and Portland Hearts of Pine, and it certainly feels that way. Both teams feeling each other out, just trying to get a feel for what the opposition is bringing to the table. But it is hot, it is a bit muggy in the Treasure Valley, so we have to take that into account, and hopefully the temperature on the field gets turned up a little bit as well. Don't go anywhere.
Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Cool. Thank you. Yep, got you, guy.
Just about ready for the start of the second half, and those fans know exactly where the camera is, and we know where the second half is, and it's just around the corner. We are going to have one substitution as Blake Bodley is getting set to come on to replace Dennis Kostashin for AC Boise. And the travel map is brought to you by Best Western and Ricky Lopez-Espin. We're taking a look at Thomas Among.
A lot of the work for Thomas Among is going to be around that 18-yard box. That's exactly where he's going to score goals. And you need to supply him a little bit more service. Had that wonderful first opportunity of the match for AC Boise, but did not have the ability to put it away. If you see him higher up the field and around that 18-yard box, that means Boise is in the ascendancy in that final third.
So Thomas Among will now have a new running mate up top, and it's going to be Blake Bodley, 28-year-old and Eagle, Idaho native. Was with the Tampa Bay Rowdies for a couple of years. He was the first ever signing for AC Boise. With that in mind, Ricky, does that change anything tactically, and are you surprised that Kostashin is coming off this early?
Number one, I am surprised Kostashin is taken off at the 45-minute mark. Thought he was really good in between the lines, running at this back line. Blake Bodley gives you that same verticality, that same kind of hunger from that central location, but not a player that's going to combine with his teammates. So understand Bodley might make runs out of midfield, which is really difficult to track for Portland Hearts of Pine. So you need to rely on a lot of communication at passing players off.
And the second half officially underway in the Treasure Valley. Tyler Terrence along with Ricky Lopez-Espin. Glad to have you with us here on CBS Sports. As both of these sides looking for a big win to set the tone for the second half of the season in USL League One. And as we mentioned, Bodley for Kostashin at the halftime intermission. Bodley, of course, did play for Nate Miller, as well as Landon Donovan in 2021. He was on loan with the San Diego Loyal after spending a few years with the Portland Timbers. And Boise picking up right where they left off. Let's start with Hearts because, Ricky, I have a feeling that Bobby Murphy is saying to his guys, listen, you didn't play that great of a first half, but you still very much find yourself in a game where the home team is usually pretty dominant at this point in the game.
You survived that first 45 minutes, and that was the first challenge for this Portland side, understanding that you needed to be compact. We said in the open, you find success by doing the defensive side of the ball at a really high level, and that's exactly what they did within that first half. So you need to continue that momentum. But for Bobby Murphy, you need to have a little bit more presence going forward, that you work extremely hard off the ball. You have to take care of it when you do get on the ball again.
It was Jake Dangler who had another impressive first half, and he continues to distribute the ball like that. It's such a weapon for Nate Miller to be able to break lines as the central defender. Good football, though, from Hearts, and they do get bailed out by the referee, and it looked like the play had already gone, and it's a bit of a late whistle. And a free kick for Hearts.
And again, it's Barbosa, the third time that he's been whistled for a similar action that he gets onto. Not a lot in that whatsoever. Agree with you, Tyler. It does seem like Boise gets away with one.
Maybe an injury concern for Dennis Kostashin in his early departure. I mean, we don't want to speculate, but at the same time, it seems a bit odd that he's going to be taken off that early, and he's been arguably the most important playmaker, not just tonight, but for most of the season.
He's been really effective over the course of 2026 for Nate Miller. Obviously, with how congested we're seeing Portland say that central location, you have to think that maybe the movement of Bodley is something that he thinks can unlock, whether it is Thomas Among or Moshaban higher up the field.
Fans slowly but surely trickling in back to their seats here at AC Boise Stadium. Opened up originally as a horse racing track back in 1970. As Mayaka, clever ball, knocked down. Moshaban, was he taken down inside the penalty area? Absolutely not. Referee waves it off. He had a front row seat to it.
Just mentioned the movement of Bodley. That's exactly what unlocks Moshaban to come underneath. When you make those runs out of midfield, such a nightmare to defend. You need to track him, you need to pass him off, but that split second is lethal. And that is why you start to see AC Boise find that another opportunity right after halftime.
Dangler just waiting and surveying his canvas, trying to paint it with another line-breaking pass. Instead, it's switched over for Ricketts, using his strength, beating Drac. Was he taken down? Referee not interested again. Now Gassa will pick it up, bullying his way through. A lot of work to do for Michel Pudantaron. Mayaka keeps it in the neighborhood. And now Krul whips in a dangerous ball and an important touch from the back line of Hearts, and it looked like it was Breck Evans. Gasso thought about trying to thread it through for Thomas Among. Instead goes back out wide. Yarrow clips it in, bodily challenging, and doing so in a little bit of a overzealous fashion. And it is a foul in favor of Hearts. Just a few moments ago, though, the penalty shout, Ricky.
Good movement from Bodily as Moshe comes underneath. Again, first touch away from his body. Would be really harsh to point to that spot. It's a good no call by a referee. Good recovery from Barbosa, nothing in that whatsoever. Going back the other way. Molly Green doing a good job at winning the initial ball as Bodily comes through the back of him. Hopefully he's okay. You just look at the bench here for Bobby Murphy. Mohammed is a player that can play across the back line. Mikey Lopez has shown that he can play at the right back position. Mateo Kidd, more of a midfielder. Kamala Green's unable to continue on. You have to change things around for Bobby Murphy in terms of the personnel, but also maybe the system.
By the way, the River Guard, in their first ever season of existence, not dipping their toe in whatsoever when it comes to chance and their synchronicity and how well organized they are. And some of their chants in their opening season just downright mean.
And they have not stopped.
No, they have not. And I'm not chant shaming, I just want to make that very clear, but doesn't really matter who walks in to the Treasure Valley and who's being challenging their home side, but they are ruthless, to say the least.
But you have to love it if you are an opposing player to be able to hopefully try to find the back of the net right in front of them. No better feeling away from home than silencing the thousands here.
You feel like the kind of guy who loved to play more so on the road than at home.
Loved it.
I think that says a lot about the human being that somebody is, if they'd rather break the hearts of 10,000 or 7,000, whatever it is, rather than lift the spirits of their home fans. $7,212 is the final count here tonight. Another sellout at home for AC Boise. Shocker. So Mikey Lopez is going to come on to replace Kamali Green. Green is the one who's in question right now with the injury. He also picked up a yellow card. But this is certainly going to change the shape a little bit. Or is Mikey Lopez going to come on and play right back?
Well, we've seen Mikey Lopez play right back when needed for this Portland side.
Not his preferred position.
No, he's more of a central midfielder. By the looks of it, looks like he's going to play at the right side of Faye here. As we do take another look at the clash of heads, as Kamali Green certainly in good refereeing by Roberto Vincenze as well to stop play immediately for potential head injury. But Mikey Lopez, he's going to give you that bite off that back line, but also the experience that is going to be needed. Talk about this hostile environment. He's going to be a big player for this in the second half here for Portland.
Here's Lopez with his first touch of the night. Kamara challenging, knotted down by Barbosa, and now Gonzalez will pick it up. Dispossessed by Nick Moon. Bodily, back for Moon. Here is the Idaho native Blake Bodily. Substitution for Dennis Kostashin at halftime. Gets it back from Moon. Amon got a touch. And Moshaban was applying the pressure, but Breck Evans will get it away for Jaden Jones-Riley. Nice little shimmy and shake from Moon. Amon touches it along. Was it a foul just outside of the penalty area? Again, the referee not having of whatever Thomas Amon is selling, and it's out of play for a goal kick. Gasso wanting to get things started. Moshaban picking up the second. It's cleared away rather recklessly, straight to the feet of Blake Bodily. He tees it up, and it's straight into the arms of Hunter Morse.
He's given Boise a little bit of something different from that central location. The ability to continue to be direct, good strike in terms of the technique from Bodily. Again, straight at Hunter Morse, easy save for the goalkeeper.
Well, Blake Bodily, who played for the University of Washington and has experience at both the MLS and USL Championship level. When we asked Nate Miller a couple of months ago before that game against FC Naples that AC Boise ended up winning here about Blake Bodily and his experience as a player returning home, he said he's living his very best life as Thomas Among is trying to do the same. Cutting inside, looking for an avenue to pull the trigger. He's ripped down. This time he is going to get the foul, and a very dangerous set-piece opportunity and some prime real estate coming up for the home side.
It's just a luxury to have for Nate Miller when you have center backs that are comfortable on the ball, because notice how expanded this AC Boise setup is, and that opens up gaps in between center backs as Thomas Among, a willing runner. Watch the right arm of Faye over the shoulder of Among. Yes, he goes down a little bit easy, but it is a foul. You cannot do that as a center back right in front of our referee, and affords a wonderful opportunity here for the home side.
And now a lot of organizing to do if you're Hunter Morse. And your wall needs to be airtight and fearless in this type of moment. And this is about 18.5 yards out, and honestly, it might be even a little bit too close, just in terms of trying to get it up and over the wall and back down in time to sneak it in underneath the crossbar. And now Jake Krull is organizing his players to try to perhaps act as a screen in front of Hunter Morse. And that's now what Dom Gasso's doing. Moshaban over it, as is Mayaka. This certainly favors a right-footed player. And that space to the right of Hunter Morse, the goalkeeper for Portland, is what you're going to be trying to pick out. Huge moment right before the hour mark. Moshaban straight into the wall. And a rather anticlimactic buildup. Can you explain to me why that's not a right-footed player taking that?
100%, especially if you're going to have that wall shielding Hunter Morse. How many times have we seen strikers just put their laces through and find that far corner of the goalkeeper's side? Because a lot of times goalkeepers tend to cheat and not trust their wall. You either do that or you go around the wall for Tumi Moshaban. It's just really difficult to try to go up and over the wall, to have it go up, to come down from that distance. Another opportunity that goes wasted for AC Boise.
Morse will clear it away. And it stays with AC Boise for a deep throw-in. Moshoban just trying to battle his way through. And it's another foul on the edge of the penalty area. But first, Ricky, let's take another look at the first free kick for AC Boise and exactly what you're talking about.
Right side of the wall, Nick Moon and Gasso, they're shielding Hunter Morse. If you can strike that ball through that gap, there's no chance that Hunter Morse can make that save. And if you are Moshoban, you need to go around the wall. You cannot go up and over it. The distance is just too tight. That is such a difficult technique. And again, Barbosa comes through and just cleans out Moshoban into Bakefei. And another opportunity for AC Boise. You have to think from this distance, this ball is going to be lifted towards that far post area looking for the knockdown.
Dom Gasso on top of the free kick for Boise. But before that, some off-the-ball shenanigans that the referee needs to address. Looks like it will be delivery from Gasso. Clips it in. Dangerous ball. Dangler was trying to get there, but eventually cleared away by Gonzalez. Again, it's more poor execution on set pieces for Boise. Clipped in by Moon. Ricketts floats it in. Punched away by Hunter Morse. He has played a really, really sharp game here tonight, Hunter Morse. Not only with the big save that he had on Thomas Among, but when he's come off of his line, he's been really confident and punctual in those moments.
Commanding your 6-yard box is everything as a goalkeeper and decision-making. If you do step off of your line, you need to make a play in this ball, contact or not. You have to run through it. Brave from Hunter Morse. Certainly is contact or motion.
He knows he's getting kicked too.
Tries to go for the overhead acrobatic finish and just catches Hunter Morse. It's a second injury. About a matter of 5 minutes here for Portland across their back line. Certainly in pain, Hunter Morse is.
He was there in the inaugural season as well, Hunter Morse, and voted for the USL League One Save of the Year against the Richmond Kickers last season. And the River Guard has been giving him all that he can handle mentally in this second half so far, but now it's the physical side of the game that's plaguing Hunter Morse after that kick coming from Moshoban. You like the purple kits from Boise?
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. You?
I do.
There's some hesitation in that.
No, I think that I just like the actual colors for the teams. Always it's something I'm going to favor more.
Talking about kids, Boise and Portland had to think not only the environment that they've been able to create, but also the apparel, the color schemes. 10 out of 10.
And it is their alternate kit, which is inspired by Idaho, which is known as the Gem State. And for generations, Idaho's rivers, mountains, and back roads have drawn people willing to dig just a little bit deeper to uncover the stories hidden in that landscape. And AC Boise feeling like this kit tells an Idaho story. And I'm not trying to not read that story. I'm just saying I preferred another kit. But I can appreciate the poetic and...
You're wearing purple too.
You're right, I am wearing purple. That was not planned.
What about the Portland kids? Fan of those?
Oh yeah, always a big fan of the red and white. Now, as a commentator, I have a bit of a bone to pick in terms of the contrast with the numbers in the kit, but that's just for me and you. These are the moments where Jake Dangler is really quarterbacking the AC Boise attack and being able to break some lines, although Hearts look a little bit more stout defensively now in their shape. Like Bodley wanted to play it into space by Krul. Instead, it's circled back around for Gasso. And now Mayaka.
You also notice how deep Gasso and Mayaka are sitting when building out, and that's by design for Nate Miller. Because what that's going to do, that's going to pull out a lot of numbers for Portland, which will open up balls like this, balls into Thomas Among and Tomi Moshaban, so you can find those second balls high up the field. So again, Kunandro and Barbosa, you have to split the difference. Yes, you want to apply pressure on the player with the ball, but you also have to be aware of the spacing behind you. So that's why we talk a lot about balance in that central location.
Moshaban attempting to bring it down. That was a really difficult ball to cast under his spell. Instead, it's Strack clearing it away. Just a quick shout out to the center back, Jake Dangler, because sometimes their performances can fly under the radar. He hasn't put a foot wrong tonight.
On and off the ball, he's been phenomenal.
Second team all League One last year with FC Naples, Jake Dangler. We've got 2 balls on the field, and I'm no expert in this sport, but I feel like we only need 1. Yarrow. Clever touch from Moshaban, and Bodley just doing enough to be able to cause Faye to circle back around. And Boise will retain possession. Bobby Murphy is getting set to bring on a couple of substitutions, one of which is going to be Mateo Kidd. And the other one going to be Dylan Singh. And that double switch is going to unfold now for Portland. And it is going to be Abubakar Kamara, one of the leading goal scorers on this Hearts side, who's going to come off. And Diego Barbosa also leaving the field. Barbosa way more involved than Kamara, but in a game in which Boise are dominating possession, that's not terribly surprising, Ricky, but a good performance from Barbosa.
They covered a lot of ground next to Punandro and Mateo Kidd. It's going to give you more of that ball retention. So understanding if you can progress through the lines as well as Singh. Big body, so a target point and a reference that Portland can play into, and movement underneath him is going to be really important for his hold-up play.
Speaking of hold-up play, here's Among. Bodley. And curled into the path of Bodley. And Faye had to get a touch, and it is going to be a corner for the home side.
It's a hopeful ball from Krul, just trying to lift this ball behind the back line, but just because of the work rate of Bodley, Faye needs to make a play on it. Seemingly something out of nothing, and now Boise has a dangerous corner kick.
Gasso on the corner once more. And some jawing going on between Josh Yarrow and a couple of players from Hearts. Good looking ball from Gasso and cleared off the line. That had eyes for the goal. And somehow Hearts are able to escape. Gasso will pick up the big diagonal ball. He'll thread it across, and once more, Portland with some emergency defending. This time it was Faye.
Wonderful ball to this near post area. As Krul gets on the end of it, just trying to flick it on towards that far post, but this is heads-up play from Dylan Singh. Just comes onto the field, understands that Hunter Morse is beat, so let me just drop a little bit deeper and play as a second goalkeeper almost. Wonderful recognition, denying a really good header from Krul.
Take advantage of the water refill stations located on the east side corners of the stadium.
So we will have our hydration break in the 70th minute, just moments after Boise probably thought for that half second the ball was in the air after the flick from Jake Krul that they were going to have the go-ahead goal. And that'll give Bobby Murphy an opportunity to talk to his guys about potentially some of the set piece marking or lack thereof there was on that play. And while we have a moment, let's take a look at the Best Western upcoming schedule. And as we mentioned, tomorrow on CBS, Mike Watson and Devin Kerr will have the call of Pittsburgh, the reigning champions, against the reigning Players' Shield winners, Louisville City. And oddly enough, Ricky Lopez-Espin, Pittsburgh have never beaten Louisville at home, if you can believe that.
Talking about their record at home, have not lost this year when they do play at home, so something needs to give there. That's going to be a fascinating game between two really well-coached teams.
And by the way, Pittsburgh coming off of a loss against Sporting Jacksonville, who pick up their first ever club win in league play. So congratulations to Liam Fox and everybody at Sporting Jacks, including minority owner Tim Tebow. Speaking of which, some big-time owners for AC Boise, U.S. men's national team legend Casey Keller, who's a part-time Idaho resident, and then Sofia Huerta, the all-time NWSL assist leader and U.S. women's national team star, is also a co-owner and Boise native herself. So final 20 minutes here. And AC Boise with probably the best chance of the night so far, and cleared off the line by Dylan Singh, brought on as a striker, but doing his part defensively on a set piece. And now the River Guard will try to do their part to will their side to a win that would give them 3 on the bounce, coming off of a win against Sacramento in USL Cup, as well as a win against Westchester in league play. But before that, it was a loss against Knoxville. Wins against Union Omaha and Forward Madison, as this is clipped towards Among, but eventually collected by Hunter Morse. And Thomas Among wasn't exactly giving Hunter Morse the breathing room that he was allowed to have to be able to distribute the ball, so the referee is going to whistle it as a free kick. Is there a goal in this one, Ricky?
Yes. You?
That's not my job.
Yeah, but you can have an opinion.
I could.
Yeah.
I won't.
Okay.
I hope there's a goal.
I manifest it.
Gasso. Cleaver has only had to be involved a couple of times tonight. It has been, for the most part, one-way traffic. And once again, that traffic flowing through Blake Bodley and Thomas Among. Now Moon, early delivery. And Hunter Morse once again has the last laugh with a strong fist.
Good goalkeeping Notice how he punches it up and away from traffic, not allowing a second opportunity for Boise. That's textbook goalkeeping there from Hunter Morris.
Look how far the back line for Boise is now, about 10 to 15 yards inside of midfield as Dangler once again finding a good outlet with Ricketts, but he is offside.
And a lot of the attacking opportunities that we've seen from Boise have actually came from when their center backs drive with the ball and break lines. It goes back to what I mentioned earlier with sitting a little bit deeper and pulling out Portland, because Portland has shown over the course of 75 minutes they're really difficult to beat when they have all 11 players within about 45 yards of their defending goal. So if I'm Nate Miller, I'm actually saying, let's play a little bit more negative to bait out Portland, then we can go quick as they do leave that space in behind.
What a huge statement win this could be on the road for Portland against one of the best home teams in League One this season in AC Boise. And this would really be a proof of concept for Bobby Murphy's group that they are out of the woods and out of the worst part of the season for them in June, in which they lost 4 out of 5 games and were trending towards the bottom of the table. And you need wins like this on the road to galvanize the group when you're so far away from your own bed and from your own routine. And it is a long journey from Portland, Maine to Boise, Idaho. I am no cartographer by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a long journey. But the plane ride, or plane rides, will be that much more fun if they can somehow secure all 3 points, but they really have not been able to muster up a ton in this second half.
And a lot of the work that Portland has done has been defensively. Good touch again from Kroll here.
Asking questions, Mayaka lets it run through, gets it back from Ricketts, and Mayaka with a heavy touch out of play, and the chance goes begging.
Again, mentioned it, when the center backs are in possession, that is when Boise looks the most dangerous. Having the ability to break lines. Little Mayaka doing a good job of letting this ball come across him. But as Ricketts plays the ball in front of him, he needs to hit this first time back across the attacking 18-yard box.
Just a matter of lacking composure in the attacking third tonight for AC Boise, nothing more than that.
It's been about the 4th time that we've seen Boise get themselves into some really good opportunities, but just making the wrong decision, trying to speed things up, and try to overcomplicate it around that 18-yard box.
When Antron was barking for it in the middle of the field. And now we'll finally receive. Dummy gets all the way through for Dylan Singh. And now Mateo Kidd will track it down. Trying to pull it back for Ollie Wright. It's a good idea. Wright will get on the end of it. Back heel for Kidd. This is beautiful stuff from Hartz. Lofted in, and it's in for Portland. Against the run of play and then some at AC Boise, and they take the lead. And it's Dylan Singh, the substitute. And he's asking for all the smoke.
Just so lethal in transition. Portland Hearts of Pine, the movement out of midfield from Mateo Kidd. But notice as Ollie Wright understands, he's pulling about 3 AC Boise defenders with him. That allows Dylan Singh to creep towards that far post. The heel back from Ollie Wright, the wonderful ball in from Mateo Kidd, and notice how high Dylan Singh meets this ball. Jonathan Ricketts, too far across, that opens up so much space for the center back to say thank you very much. Portland Hearts of Pine in the lead here in enemy territory.
Dylan Singh, the loanee from Indy 11 with his first goal in a Hearts kit. just his third game played in all competitions since joining on July 1st. And AC Boise will win a corner on the other end, and now all of the momentum with the visitors and all the impetus is now on the home side. In swinger, led by Serena Fay. Pops back out for Nick Moon. He's got to be careful here. Hearts could potentially counter, but instead it's just thumped by Poon Angeron all the way across midfield. I'll tell you what, these midseason acquisitions for Bobby Murphy are doing wonders for this club. First, Diego Gonzalez scoring 3 goals in his first 4 matches and providing that spark in the number 10 role in behind Abubakar Kamara, next to Ali Wright, and now Dylan Singh marking his territory in one of the most hostile environments in the league. As Among tries to lay it off, Bodley won't be able to get there. Mateo Kidd helped create the goal and provided the assist. And that will trickle out of play for a Hearts throw-in.
Well, even in this game, the 2 subs that have came onto the field, Mateo Kidd, that run unlocks this whole back line of AC Boise, and then you have Ali Wright dragging 3 defenders with him. We talked about it with Moshaban early in this game, the movement as a number 9, finding areas of the field that you can peel off with the blind side, and it's just a wonderful transitional goal from back to front quickly from Portland. It actually tells you how out of shape AC Boise was when they conceded that goal. To me, Moshaban is the last defender trying to put pressure on Dylan Singh, and that is your striker. That is something that Nate Miller is not going to be happy with, that defensive shape there.
Yarrow switched the point of attack for Nick Moon. Kroll in support. He doesn't need to use him. Moon in towards the back stick, knotted down. Moshaban, Mayaka, quick feet. It's Philip Mayaka, and it's just over the crossbar. Shouts for a deflection, indeed there is, and it's a corner for the home side.
Again, really clever knockdown into Philip Mayaka and really soft feet. For that midfielder, that first touch to elude Breck Evans and then have a clean, thought it was a clean strike. It comes off the outside of his left boot, always bending away and just ripples the top of the net.
There was a reason why Philip Mayaka was drafted 3rd overall in the MLS Super Draft by Colorado in 2021. As the corner comes in, won by Boise, nodded away. Mayaka baits the defender into it, keeps it moving. Bodley hooks it into a dangerous spot, and it's dealt with by Mateo Kidd. Dangler. Nervous energy scattered throughout AC Boise Stadium as another cross comes in. Among stands up the cross beautifully for Bodley! And we're level! And it's Boise's own who gets the back into the game.
See what it means, AC Boise, and the thousands in attendance here as this ball comes back across. Really clever ball from Among, but notice Blake Bodley, first to react. Jones Riley gets caught on his heels, never makes a play on this ball, never aware of Blake Bodley. Comes over the right shoulder of his individual marker and snaps this ball down. Textbook header, even better movement, and 1-1. We have a game here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please refrain from throwing things onto the pitch.
What a response from AC Boise, knocking on the door as soon as Hearts had taken the lead. and an almost identical action with a floated ball towards the back stick.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That was the undoing for Boise, now is the undoing for Hearts.
anyone throwing things onto the pitch will be escorted out of Athletic Club Boise Stadium.
Incredible stuff brought on for Dennis Kostashin at halftime. You and I, Ricky, were talking about whether or not that was the right substitution. He clearly has provided a different dimension.
Just the timing of where he meets this ball, Bodley, really impressive within his jump. But again, Jones Riley never peeks over his shoulder, has zero idea that Blake Bodley is behind him.
It's another St. Alphonsus free kick for AC Boise.
And that is, in fact, Blake Bodley's first goal for AC Boise. Somebody that has constantly been in the mix and been helping creating chances for Nate Miller's group. Had a couple assists already this year, but finally able to get the breakthrough. And in a huge moment, Moshoban, cruel, good-looking ball. Man, Among had a really difficult time trying to steer that back on frame.
Need to be tighter if you are the two center backs for Portland here. Faye and Evans getting beat to the spot. You could not allow Thomas Among to get goal side of you. If you are Breck Evans here, you need to step in front of him. It's about 2 yards between the defenders and striker, unable, Thomas Among, to really get his body facing towards the goal. But again, they feel the momentum here at AC Boise Stadium.
Good battle between Among and Serigne Faye. But this time it's Among who does win out and earns the free kick. And this game very much up for grabs in terms of who can collect all 3 points, but right now you have to favor AC Boise. Ricketts. Yarrow. Ricketts will bring it down for Dom Gasso. And now Nick Moon. Teasing looking ball, and somehow Moshoban isn't able to get there, and the late arriving Ricketts couldn't either.
Wallace within the location of this ball from Nick Moon. Beats Jones Riley, again, lifts up his head, and you have 3 willing runners. A little bit too late for Jonathan Ricketts to attack it, but that is a wonderful ball in from Nick Moon.
Yeah, not a bad ball. Tell you what, Tumi Moshoban has done everything but score a goal tonight. Dangerous header there from Jay Cruel. And it's going to be a free kick in favor of Boise. And you know they want to go quickly and up the tempo. Yarrow. He wants to get involved in the attack as well. Moshoban. Probably took one too many touches, gets bailed out by his teammate and Dom Gasso. Now Ricketts, low cross that takes a deflection. Yarrow towards the top of the box. Moon let it run. Confusion. Among trying to get an avenue to shoot, but instead he is going to get a free kick, and it's going to be a card as well. And Michel Poon-Angeron will go into the book.
Initially thought Nick Moon had the right away to pull the trigger here, but Thomas Among takes it off of his foot. Horizontal touches, and I actually think it's Faye who takes down Thomas Among. Watch the left foot come across. Should have been a foul on the center back, not Michelle Puna-Angeron. Shake of the head.
And keep in mind that there is no VAR at this level, so there is no opportunity to correct this for a mistaken identity.
And it's a St. Alphonsus free kick for AC Boise.
It's a foul, yes. But the problem is that it's the yellow shown to the wrong player. And again, AC Boise is starting to really grow into this match and gain all the momentum here.
And after a few wasted free kicks in this second half in front of the river guard, can they capitalize and beat Hunter Morse to potentially win the game?
And it is too tight to try to go up and over the wall. You either need to go around it or under it, or strike directly through it, hoping they split.
Dangler, Krull, and Mayaka are the negotiating parties. It is Dangler, spilled in front, and off the crossbar from Mayaka. Back in again, and this one is over the bar.
Elects to go for power. Dangler, the right decision, takes a wicked deflection. And it is Jonathan, Tumi Mosherban tries to redirect it, gets denied by the crossbar.
The fourth official is indicating there'll be a minimum of
Again,
9 minutes.
just lunging into it, Tumi Mosherban. And as Dominic Gossa just tries to loop it up and over. Too much weight, but fantastic decision here from Dangler. That is a good save again from Hunter Morse. Close in proximity, takes a wicked deflection. He's been phenomenal between the sticks.
9 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this one. And I do beg your pardon on that most recent attempt, and that was Tumi Mosherban off the crossbar. And Bobby Murphy is going to make another substitution, as it's going to be Mo Mohammed coming on at the next opportunity. And he'll be replacing Jaden Jones-Riley. And listen to this crowd on a Friday night in Treasure Valley. And now Moon is taken down, and Portland's starting to get really frustrated with what's being called. But meanwhile, Boise want to go quickly. Bodily towards the back stick, knotted back in front and cleared away by the Portland back line. Yarrow with time and space, knotted in front, saved in front by Morse, and punched home! But no goal, the referee's waved it off. It's coming out the other way. There is no VAR, that will be the call. Wow! Thomas Among had already removed clothing, thinking he had won the game. And now Ricky Lopez-Espin will try to make sense of it.
Just put the ball into a dangerous area and good things will happen. You have to think there is a foul that is called on Faye here, but again,
there's nothing there.
There's no contact whatsoever, simply just loses his footing. The center back Faye. It'll be a good look at it here from this angle. Just falls to the ground.
Oh.
And it is a gift for Among. You see the disbelief, not only on the AC Boise players, but the 7,000 plus here in attendance. Again, Portland Hearts of Pine get away with one massively here.
I will say this. And by the way, Thomas Among does go into the book for taking off his shirt, which I think is cruel. If you think that you've scored the game-winning goal, give the yellow card if you do score the goal. You cannot give it if the goal doesn't even count. And I know VAR has been such a hot-button topic and such a polarizing topic, particularly this summer. But it's moments like that where you do need it. And at this level, it hasn't been implemented yet. And that's totally fair. But just in terms of the larger commentary, it's for egregious errors such as that one.
Agreed. 1,000%. If there is VAR here in USL League One, that gets overturned, and this goal stands, and it's 2-1 AC Boise.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has issued a yellow card to AC Boise head coach Nate Miller.
Nate Miller also going into the book amidst the madness, but still plenty of time. And you'd have to imagine there's going to be another 60 to 90 seconds added on for all the commotion after what was, we thought, the game-winning goal. Ollie Wright picks it up, finding Michel Punangeron. And keep in mind, this is the same Portland team that did score at some point during this second half against the run of play. They could possibly nick all 3 points still. Tumi Moshoban. He'll line it up. Morse makes the save, spills it again, which almost was his team's undoing, but this time he'll cover it up.
You mentioned it earlier, Tyler. Moshoban has been phenomenal for AC Boise. The work rate, the comfortability on the ball, strikes it really clean there. A little bit of spillage there from Hunter Morse, but does well to recover.
Nick Boone, now Krull. Out wide for Bodley, already with a goal tonight, but can't find a delivery. So Ollie Wright is going to come off, and Georgialides is going to come on. And Ollie Wright, who just really didn't find the game tonight, but that's more so because AC Boise imposing their will, although he was instrumental in providing the lone goal tonight for the visitors.
Yeah, a glimpse of brilliance from Ollie Wright. It seems like a weekly thing when Portland Hearts of Pine does take the field. Other than that, didn't really impact through the run of play. Georgialides will come in and play at the wide parts again.
Ladies and gentlemen, substitutions for Portland. Coming into the match, number 21, Konstantinos Georgialides. Coming down the match,
that one a little bit too tall for Nick Moon. It was also behind him. And a little bit of reprieve for Hearts, who at this point in time would probably be happy to escape with a point. And most likely they would have signed up for that before the 90 minutes started. But after having the lead and squandering it so quickly and having woodwork sightings as well as a goal being chalked off that emphatically should not have, they'd be happy to fly back to Maine with a point in their back pocket. Krull being watched closely by Singh, the goal scorer for Hearts. Now Dangle. Back for Krull. Attempting to thread the needle. And because of the time and space that Jake Dangler has, he gets some marching orders from his head coach, Nate Miller, that you can hear from our crowd mics picking it up. Gasso pulling the strings. Great ball forward, and just out of the reach of Ricketts. And that's Josh Drack, who's starting to cramp up a little bit for Hearts. Moore is taking his time, knowing that his team needs to get further up the field, and they're happy to be rather lackadaisical in their approach to the clock as Thomas Amon wants to go quickly, thought that he had the game-winning goal. do we still have that huge moment that the River Guard is begging for behind Hunter Morse? They thought that they did. They had it ripped out of their hands unfairly. Will justice be restored? Gasso. Headed away by Pounan Giron. Given away, but a handball.
So
You can see the
unfortunate.
frustration from JT Kamara because they might have been in.
They were, and so unfortunate for JT Kamara not have a clean first touch, and now throwing everyone on top of that 18-yard box.
Has to be one of the last plays of the night. Bodily clips it in. It's a good-looking ball. Knocked down in front. Moshaban is there. Headed in! Boise have won it! And Thomas Among restores order with the last play of the game. Victory in Treasure Valley at the death.
Incredible. First to service from Bodily, but it's not the initial action and contact that causes the issue. It's the second and the third. Wonderful movement and body control from Tumi Moshaban to keep this play alive. And Thomas Among at the doorstep as a number 9. Getting yourself in the right place, a gift to simply head it home. But this is created all from Tumi Moshaban. The balance, the body control, and the finish from Among.
And look at what it means to the River Guard. They have gone through it and then some in these final 10 minutes. But Hearts may have one last gasp here. And that's it, full time. Boise steal it in the 10th minute of stoppage time. After going down late in the second half, they find the equalizer through their own and Blake Bodily his first goal in an AC Boise kit, and then Thomas Among able to finish what he started. One of the games of the season so far in League One. And I'll tell you what, the rematch at Fitzpatrick later on this year is going to be something to behold.
Number 22, Thomas Among.
Just incredible. This second half for AC Boise, deserving of all the points. The ability to create momentum, to sustain momentum, and then to have the personality to get denied once but come back. Thomas Among. This is the type of win that for Nate Miller and this AC Boise side that can continue to grow and gain momentum in this League One season.
Incredible, absolutely incredible here at AC Boise Stadium. Hearts thought that they might have been able to steal it. Singh thought that he had the right tune, but instead, Bodily and company are able to turn things around. Post-game coming up next.
Okay. 10 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 and a half, 11. $12, $13, $14, $15, $16. I'm just counting up the extra time that we had today for some reason. $17, $18, $19, $20, $21, $22. Can you grab a Mong too? Oh, okay.
One of the games of the season so far in League One between AC Boise and Portland Hearts of Pine. And it finishes 2-1 after Hearts thought that they might have stolen it late in the second half. AC Boise scores not once, but twice in the final 15 minutes of the game. Tyler Terrence along with Ricky Lopez-Espin, and we'll take a look at how it all went down. And after a rather lackluster first half, Ricky, things really turned up in the second half.
Second half, the movement first from Mateo Kidd and then the back heel from Ollie Wright. But notice how many numbers for AC Boise get drawn towards this first post, and that allows Dylan Singh, the sub, to come on and make his impact felt. Phenomenal ball, 1-0 Portland Hearts of Pine. But then AC Boise started to grow into this game, started to grow in terms of momentum. Bottom side of your screen, Blake Bodley, uninterested at the last second, just comes across. Jones Riley never looks over his right shoulder, and it's 1-1, game on here at AC Boise Stadium.
And then Thomas Among, Ricky, in stoppage time, would think that he had the game winner, but before that, this effort from Tumi Moshaban coming off the crossbar, and Josh Yarrow and company able to continue to provide great delivery, and Among had removed his shirt, wheeled off to celebrate, whistled for a foul, but there was no foul.
You thought there was a pull down from the referee as Faye just loses his footing as Among thinks he picks up the win for AC Boise, but then in the 90+10 ball to his back post as Kroll does his ball back across. Tumi Moshaman, phenomenal effort to keep it alive, and then Among at the doorstep says, thank you very much. I will get a goal into my back pocket, but solidify all 3 points here for AC Boise.
And now we'll chat with the man himself, the Cameroonian Thomas Among. And Thomas, just take us through that last moment that you're able to hit it over the line, the relief, the joy, the justice that you felt like was deserved there after you had the initial game winner taken away from you.
Yeah, I think it was a crazy game. Like, we played well in the first half. We got some chances and we couldn't score. And then we came back in the second half. We kept pushing. It was hard, and then they scored first. And then it was kind of hard, but we kept pushing. I think this was a team a team sport, so we were able to come back in that moment, still keep believing, even though it was kind of difficult. But like, we found a way to score 2 goals in the last minute. I was very happy with the performance and overall for my teammate. It's a team sport, so we're happy about the 3 points. So we're just gonna be focused on the next one.
Thomas, you mentioned that it's a team sport, but I want to talk about the 7,000 plus that were in the stadium around you guys as well, that went crazy when the ball hit the back of the net. Just talk to us, how fun is it to play in a stadium like this?
I think it's amazing. Like every game, like we play home, the fans, they always come out to support us no matter what the situation. Even if we're losing, we're leading, they're still there. They're still there to support us, to give us that extra boost. I think that was the most important thing that helped us, like especially in the final third, in the last minute. So we're always able to come back no matter what the situation is.
Thomas, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the night, and hopefully we will talk to you later on this season. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
There goes Thomas Among scoring his 2nd goal of the season. And while there might be pure joy on one side, there is organic despair on the other. And Portland Hearts of Pine will have a long trip back home to New England with nothing to show for their efforts. But for our entire crew here at USL and CBS Sports, we say so long for now, where the final score is AC Boise 2 and Portland Hearts of Pine 1. For Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Tyler Terrence, saying thanks for tuning in. So are we just coming right on camera? Sorry. Okay. All right.
When I'm talking, you can just
goals?
highlights.
Just goals, Johnny? Thank you.
So you hear me, John? When I'm talking, you can just go into highlights.
71st minute for Singh?
78th.
78th.
78th, 83rd, 90 plus 10.
Well, it was the type of game here in Boise, Idaho, where the supporters are going to be remembering this for a long, long time. And if you weren't here, you're going to wish that you were. Tyler Terrence along with Ricky Lopez-Espin. And Ricky, this is one of the games of the season. It didn't get going until late in the second half, but the final 10 minutes were worthy for the entire 90.
And it's funny, during the game, you asked me if there were going to be goals. We had goals, and and then some. This game started with, I went too early, sorry.
Damn it, Ricky.
Sorry. When I say we had goals and then some, just go to the highlights.
Yeah.
My bad.
Well, it'll be the type of game here in Boise, Idaho, where the supporters will remember it for a long time. And if you weren't at the game, you're going to wish that you were, because it was one of the games of the season in League One so far. Tyler Terrence along with Ricky Lopez-Espin. And it took a while to get going, but once we did, Ricky, it was worth the wait.
It's funny, Tyler, because during the game you asked me if they were...
Yeah, I can hear the B-roll in the back. Wake up, Hayden. You're such a baby, dude.